Alright, hey guys, it's Raw back with another tutorial here. So this one is just going over like quality of life, how to downpatch, different programs and stuff like that that you're gonna want specifically for LASO ODST if you play on the computer through Steam. Um, the first section of this video will also maybe work with, or some of the settings and stuff like that may apply to like console or um yeah, I don't know. A console or the OG, I don't know. But anyways, the rest of the like a large percentage of this video is going to be for like PC only. Just a heads up. But first, we're just gonna get into the settings here. So these are mainly recommendations. However, I highly recommend them. The first thing is, so for controller, if you play on controller, I highly suggest bumper jumper unless you claw. If you do use claw grip, I mean you can still play on bumper jumper, but like hands down, without a doubt, if if you do not claw on a controller, bumper jumper is the best loadout, like or the best layout. So yeah, if you're a new player, definitely switch right away. If even if you're an old player, I would suggest switching. Another thing here is the aim control. So you would want to put this on modern, for like 99% of the cases. Modern just makes your aimer move like more smoothly. Classic, it kind of like almost like, it's very like pixely, like how it moves. It doesn't move fluidly. It's almost like a more pixely sort of movement. So modern's like better in 99% of the time. I think maybe in CE Classic could be useful at sometimes, but for our purposes in um for ODST, Classics like or modern is hands down the best. So for mouse and keyboard, for our purposes, the one thing that I really so first of all, make sure you have no mouse acceleration on. That's for sure. Um, and then for our settings, because of like something that I'm going to talk about later on, you want to actually make your jump button T. So if you're going to follow this whole tutorial, make your jump button T, okay? And do that for like every single game. And then also for reach, just keep your toggle scoreboard as tab. Like if you are gonna go in here and switch any of your key bindings around, make sure your toggle keyboard for sure is just stays on tab for reach. The reason for that is because it glitches out calling in like a backup Falcon, I think, on NA if you change it. So just keep that. Um, Also, so later on, I'm gonna go over how to like permanently save your settings and hotkeys and stuff like that. So anything else you want to change here in your hotkeys, change it to however you want now because it's just gonna be easier that way. Um, so yeah, that's that. And then under video, um, so your FOVs, the FOVs I would recommend. So for first person like FOV, I would recommend 103. It's like coined the gamer FOV for a reason. It's just a good mixture of being able to see a lot of your screen and it not being like too zoomed out. Third person, I would honestly recommend 120, just because if you're in a vehicle, like you almost never have to do any like lineups or anything like that. So just being able to see more of your screen, it really like it helps a lot. So I would suggest 120. It may feel really weird when if you're first getting used to it and you feel really zoomed out, but it's very useful. Um, I would suggest VSync off. I'm not gonna get into the technical reasons why, but and then frame rate. You can set it to whatever your frame rate of your monitor is, but I would still suggest unlimited. The reason for that is just the more frames that you can get, obviously, the better the game feels. Except for on reach, if you're in the Falcon on reach or whatever it's called, I always forget which one's a Falcon or whatever. But basically, your controls, like how fast you can turn, is tied to FPS. So the lower FPS, the faster you can turn. People do say that if you're gonna play H2, that sword flying is tied to FPS, but it really isn't. You could play on unlimited FPS and sword fly fine. The reason why people say it's easier on like 30 FPS and stuff like that is just because when your frames per second is slower, it almost feels like you're playing in slow motion. So basically, the game is less fluid, so it feels like your timing window is higher. But the actual timing, there's no difference. So if you just got used to it on high FPS, uh, you would be used to it. I would recommend if you do not already know how to sword fly, definitely just play on unlimited and you'll learn how to do it and it'll be better for you. Um, so for all these settings, they don't really matter. As far as I know, obviously the higher it is, the better the quality of objects and stuff would like that would be. So like for water, you never ever have to look at water. So I just put that to low, and then everything else I have to high. But the most important thing is detail quality. Because if detail quality is high, it also increases your render distance. So on levels like coastal, you can like see all the way in front of you. Other like if you're on medium or anything like that, basically it doesn't load everything that's in front of you. So like enemies and stuff like that, like while you're driving on coastal highway, can just kind of like almost pop out of nowhere. So I definitely recommend a high there. Audio doesn't really matter. If you want to put your game music to 0 just so that you can like music doesn't ever overlap what you're hearing in game, that's kind of useful. So crosshair placement, specifically for LASO, I would suggest playing on centered. Lowered is like how H3 and stuff like that were on default. Basically, your crosshair is like lower on the screen, and then when you zoom in, it goes to the middle of the screen. So to play LASO, you kind of have to have two crosshairs, which is really weird. If you just play on centered, your crosshair is always in the center of your screen, no matter what gun you're using. So I would suggest centered, especially for LASO, but you can do whatever you want. And yeah, I believe that is all the settings. So yeah, the rest of this is definitely going to be all PC stuff. If you're a PC, I mean, if you're not a PC player, yeah, I would just stop watching the video at this point. Okay, so first thing that we're going to talk about. So we talked about how to set your settings in game. And also, like, once you have your settings set, go back and like make sure that you're like it said save. So you're back in the main, like it should have said save if you changed anything. So now you want to go to this file location, which I will provide in the description. And this is the file where your hotkeys and settings and stuff like that get saved. So I would come to this folder, WindowsNoEditor, right click it, properties, and then make it read only and hit apply. So what that does is it essentially makes this any files in this folder they won't change. Like right now it's April the 10th for me, and I guess at one point I had to make a change on the 21st to one of my settings, but these have never changed in like months. Um, so that's how you lock in the settings that you put, and this is important because sometimes if you down patch, it would like override your hotkeys. It's just a hassle. So coming in here and like making it read only so that they're just always saved is very useful. So that was the first thing here. So yeah, now I'm gonna talk about down patching. Um, Oh, also, if you're ever gonna uninstall, actually, while I'm still on this, if you're ever gonna uninstall the Master Chief Collection, and you want to keep your hotkeys though, just make a copy, like back up this folder, so that if you ever reinstall it, you just come back here and you just replace the folder. But yeah, anyways, so we're gonna talk about down patching. So what you need to do down patch, you want to hit your Windows key and the R button. It's gonna bring up this run window. And then I'm gonna put this in the description, but you want to type in steam://open/console. And then what it's gonna do is open a console on your Steam here. So, I'm going to, because I need to actually do this for my own reasons, download for Reach what's called the Too Easy patch here. But I'm going to put in the description specifically for the Halo, or sorry, for the ODST down or depots that you would need. You could use this video to also do any other patches that you want to do, but and the a lot of the things I'm going to go over apply to any game. But specifically, I'm going to put the ODST stuff in the description for you because you're probably coming here from my ODST tutorial. Um, Anyways, so what you want to do now is just go into the description, and then you're going to want to paste what I first put as the main like client um depot. You're gonna want to copy that. So it starts with like download_depot, and there's like a whole bunch of numbers. So you want to download the one labeled main client first. So you would then just hit enter here, and it's gonna say downloading depot. So this is a process that's gonna take a while. Honestly, this is gonna be the first place, or in any of my tutorials, that I'm gonna make a cut, just because this takes so long. But yeah, you would just wait until this finishes. Like, don't do any other depots while this one's going. Just fully let this one finish. So yeah, I'll be back in a second. All right, guys. So, yeah, now our first depot has been completed, so that's good. Also, while you're doing this and downloading, like you can open up other, like your web browser or whatever. Like if you see anything else come up here, it's fine. The main thing is just don't enter anything else in after you, start downloading the depot. So you would have downloaded the main client, and then under the description, I will have the ODST Season 5 depots. So the main game and ODST for Season 5, as well as I'll include Season 7, the main. So each time you have to download the main game, like the main client, and then the game itself for any patch that you want. Obviously, if you have several games that you want to play on the exact same patch, you can do multiple under that one patch or that one main game. But yeah, I'm gonna be posting so the season 5 stuff, which we talked about in the other video. So I'm gonna post the main game and ODST there, as well as the season 7 main game and depot. So the reason why or I never mentioned season 7 on my last video. The only benefits to season 7 is that, so there's a couple of things which these also apply to season 5. So if you play on season 7 or 5, on current patch, there's a glitch where I'm prepared to drop. The game may just freeze and crash. So that doesn't happen on season 5 or season 7, as well as on season 5 and season 7. There's like a glitch, or sorry, on main patch, there's a glitch where your timer can disappear, and then the only way to bring it back is by pressing start. So that doesn't happen on season 7 or season 5. And then also brutes, like on current patch, sometimes like if they're like doing an animation while walking down a slope, they'll almost like moonwalk, or just slide down a slope while throwing a grenade or something like that. So that does not happen on season 7 or season 5. Um, the only benefit of season 7 over season 5 is that the auto splitter works on season 7. So if you don't know what the auto splitter is, we'll talk about that later. But essentially, yeah, on season 7, the auto splitter works, as well as actually HCM as well works on season 7, which we'll also talk about that later. Um, but yeah, besides that, season 5 has all the benefits of the skulls and stuff like that. Okay, now that I've gone through that, so anyways, you're gonna want to download the game file or depot. So I'm just gonna put this one in. You would put in whatever one you want from the description, and then we're gonna let this download. So yeah, it's gonna take a little bit as well. So I'll be back after that. Okay, so we're back and the depots have finished downloading. So you can close out your Steam, like this console if you want now. And then what you're going to want to do is path over to this like file here. I will also provide the file directory over in the description, but it's under your program files, Steam apps. Like, I mean, a lot of the time, like, you may already know how to get here from other games and stuff like that. But yeah, you just go under your local hard drive, program files, Steam apps, and then you're going to want to go to content. So under here is the depots or the versions of Halo we just downloaded. So this first one is just like all the main files. So anyways, that doesn't matter. What we're gonna want to do, so the game, the main client is this file here, like the first one we downloaded. You can tell even by like the date modified, like this one was done first, right? So this is the game file here. And like I said, I'm doing reach here. But yeah, just anyways, it doesn't matter. What you want to do is come into the second one that you downloaded. Um, just to be sure, click in the game, like just make sure that there's stuff here. That's all you need to worry about. And then you just want to come here and just copy it. And then you're going to want to go into the main client version, come over here and just paste the reach depot into here. So now you can see that reach is here. So that is the main thing. So you just want to post reach into this depot here. And then what you're going to want to do is, so I would suggest just renaming this right now just to avoid confusion. Halo, and then just make it like, I don't know, whatever season yours was. So if this was like right now, I'm downloading the 2 Easy patch, or what's called the 2 Easy patch. So I do Halo Season 8 Reach or something like that. So that's what we named it now, right? So we're going to want to now copy this folder and then go to common, and you can see that I already have Halo Master Chief Season 5. So this is my Season 5 version that I already have set up. This one is current patch. So this is like technically Season 9 or whatever. But anyways, so what you want to do now is paste. And it's just pasting, the version of the game that we just downloaded. And then in order to actually open, or how you want to manage your folders here, so this rename. So this is, like I said, my current patch, right? So what I'm gonna want to do, if I wanted to play on Halo Season 8, like the 2 Easy Reach patch, I would just make this Season 9, right? So it's like that. Oh, I have the game open, so that's why. There we go. So now these are Season 9, and then you're going to want to come over here, rename, and then you just copy and paste the original version, which is Halo the Master Chief Collection. So now when I go into Steam, it's going to open this version of the game because this is the one just with the default Halo name in the folder. So if I open my Steam now, I go to my library, Halo the Master Chief Collection, I can open it here. So another important thing is, so if you open the game, um, like you'll have this pop-up come up. If you click this first option, it just allows like things like the multiplayer as well as the like exchange and stuff like that. You have access to them, but you want to play on the anti-cheat disabled version most of the time if you're speed running, because certain programs only work on that version. So Halo Checkpoint Manager only works on that version, as well as the auto splitter for live split only work on this anti-cheat off. So I'm gonna play as that, and then my game is gonna open, and you're gonna see um, that it's the Downpatch version. Also, take note of this video here, like the intro video. I'm going to show you how to get rid of it as well, if you would want to. Because I prefer just not having this here, you know, it could be kind of loud, and I would rather just open the game right away. As well as this, like, uh, Microsoft login, sometimes it, like, crashes my game when this is up, like, when this comes up at the beginning. So I'm going to tell you how to get rid of that as well. But anyways, so you can see mine is Downpatch. It's on season 8. Um, so yeah, I'm on the Downpatch version here. Um, I I don't believe I actually wanted to show anything really in the game really. At this point, I will probably just keep it open though. Actually, I'll close it so that you can see when we remove everything that it just boots up normally. Um, so yeah, I'll just keep it like this. Why not? So anyways, then if you want to get rid of the like the intro cutscene, like I said, what you can just do is click on the file that we just created. So this is the too easy reach patch, like I said. You want to click on it and then go to the MCC folder and go to content, movies, and then just delete this FMS logo Microsoft 7.1 file. Just delete it. Um, so now, and you would have to do that for any other patches that you download on like different clients. You need to go into this folder and delete it. But then when we open it this time coming up, after I show you the next thing, you'll see that it just opens up right away. And it's just a nice quality of life that I prefer. Um, so there's that. Let's see. What else was I gonna do? Oh yeah, okay. So this is how to get rid of also the Xbox login thing I was talking about. So you would want to just, search in your computer, go to the credential manager, click on Windows here, and then basically anything that's under that starts with XBL, you want to click on them and delete them. I'm not going to do all of this right now because there's actually a lot of them. Um, So yeah, you would just want to delete anything that starts with Xbox Live, basically. So you go remove, whatever, say you want to permanently delete it. This doesn't do anything, like all it does is just delete you having to log in back uh into your Xbox Live profile every single time you open MCC. Even if it's a few clicks, sometimes it crashes your game, is really annoying. So you just want to go through and remove all these Xbox, anything that starts with XBL. So actually, I mean, probably when I boot up the game now, it's not gonna play the intro video, but it may still ask me to like log in. Just because I didn't do the full deletion. But yeah, you would go through each one of those and delete everything. Um, okay, and I was just re-looking at like my different. Oh, actually, okay. Here's also a good time to actually go over then the uh live split, or actually no. Let's go over HCM first. So what HCM is, it's called Halo Checkpoint Manager. So it's a mod made by the speedrun community. Um, that allows you to do stuff like create your own checkpoints. There's way more stuff, like you give yourself invulnerability, fly, freeze the end, like so many speedrunning tools. Obviously, during an actual run, you're not allowed to use the actual program. Like this is just for training purposes. But yeah, I'll include the link on how to download it and everything in the description. I'm just gonna open it here so you can see what it looks like. So this is what Halo Checkpoint Manager is. This is just like a basic version of it though. But you can see that these are all checkpoints that I've created, and if I loaded into one of these levels, I could load one of these saves and just go back to exactly where I was. So now if I open and I play on mods disabled or anti cheat disabled, it says HCM like available here. So like I said, like, and also you saw that the game, it did no intro or anything. It still asked me to sign in though, because like I said, I didn't fully delete everything there. But yeah, no intro video played, which is really nice. And then if I were to go to like reach, missions, and I don't know, just any mission, you'll see sort of what HCM is like. So in the top left here, there's the HCM menu. You can click on the little arrow once we load into the game here. So, yeah, if you were to, sorry, if you were to open the HCM menu here on the top left, hitting the arrow, you can see, like, as current game, Halo Reach, map ID, it has the map. So it's just like all these different tools. You can pause the game here, you can force checkpoint, double revert, inject a checkpoint, disable neutral checkpoints. So there's a lot of good stuff in here. So yeah, if you're serious about speedrunning, using this tool, like you can't earn achievements and stuff like that with the anti-cheat off. So yeah, this is only for like training purposes. So I'll provide a link in the description once again, so that you could get a hold of that. What else do we want to talk about here? Okay, so we'll talk about live splits. Where is my live split? Okay. So Live Split is also a program, like pretty much every speedrunner uses this program for a timer. Um, Now there are different ways to time, like you can either manually split or have an auto splitter, which an auto splitter, if the game that you want to speedrun supports it, is really nice. Like I said, this only works on season 7 or higher, or like certain season 7 patches. I think all of it, but anyway, season 7 or 8 or 9 is what it works on. And same with the HCM that we're talking about, season 7 or higher. um so for the auto splitter, how you would want to set up the auto splitter, so, and your live split won't look like this immediately. It's just gonna have just a timer. I'll provide my layout that I have here, if you would want it. I can also provide my splits, but I mean, whatever. I'll include it anyways. But the main thing is the layout. Like if you kind of want a decent layout that you don't, if you're new to running and you don't know how to set up a live split, yeah, you can just download my layout. Anyways, though, so you would come into, if you go to edit, um, if you just want the auto splitter, you want to use your own setup, whatever. That's fine. But to use the auto splitter, what you need to do is type in the game name section exactly how this is typed. Halo, the Master Chief Collection, the spaces, the colon, the capitals. Literally, it needs to be exactly like this. And then when you do that, there will be like this thing that shows up here. Like this won't even be here if you don't type it right. Once you do type it right, this say auto splitting for MCC PC by Burnt, and then it's gonna say activate. Mine's already activated, but you would want to hit activate then. So like I said on other like if you're gonna play season 5 ODST, the auto splitter isn't gonna work. So I also have another layout for manual splitting. So it will look like this, but basically all you need to do is hit the one key on your numpad. You can change it in the settings somewhere. I forgot where. But anyways, I have it set as one on the num key to open up the timer, and then you could just manually enter the time after every level. Um, so yeah, you can do it that way as well. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the live split. So we got that done. Okay, so this is a lasso specific thing. So for a crosshair, a digital crosshair, I mean, if your monitor comes with a crosshair, you want to use that, feel free. What I do recommend though, and I really like this program because it's literally the only program that had a setting that I needed when it came to a digital crosshair, which was being able to move the crosshair up or down a few pixels or whatever. Because I play on like an ultra wide and then I window my game and stuff like that. Like literally, if this program wasn't out, I would have to use like a physical sticker on my ultra widescreen monitor, and that would be extremely annoying to have to do. So I do really like this Crosshair program. Obviously, not affiliated or anything like that with any of these programs, but where is it? Why can I not find it right now? Oh, here we go. It's called Crosshair X. Um, so as you can see, my screen now has a crosshair in the center of it. Um, so this is the crosshair that I use. Let me show you the actual program here. This is what it looks like. So I have my own crosshair that I created, but there's community ones that you can download that are already in there, and then it has different options. Like I said, you can change the position of the crosshair if you need to, which is really useful. You could design your own crosshair. So there's a lot of good stuff in this program, at least for a crosshair. Like you're gonna be playing LASO, you're gonna want a crosshair that you're gonna be looking at all day, right? I'll provide a link if you want to use my crosshair because I really like mine, the little green dot. It's like a neon green, so it really stands out in all atmospheres. So I can link it, but if you want to create your own crosshair, go for it. But yeah, you would need, in order to use my crosshair settings, you would have to download this program. And this program does cost, I think, like on Steam, it's $10. On the Windows Store, it's like 7. So it's not that expensive. And I would personally recommend it. But there's also free crosshairs and stuff like that, anyways. But yeah, I'll link my a link so that you could use my crosshair if you want. Um, I'm just gonna remove the crosshair for now, though, just as we talk about other stuff here. Okay, so auto hotkey. So I'm gonna also put a link to the file for auto hotkey that you can download. But this is the reason why we set um this is the reason why we set that your space or your jump to T. This is why we did that. So this is auto hotkey. It's just a program that will run a script, and then the script that you would download if you want to. Um, it basically all it does is it separates the cutscene skip button from the space bar essentially. Um, so when you're actually in game playing MCC, uh, the space button will still jump for you. However, whenever you're in a cutscene regularly, the skip cutscene button is also jump. So sometimes, like if you don't do this, you'll notice when you're speed running doing ILs, like at the beginning of a level, you just jump immediately, and I mean, it's slow. It wastes, like you just jump up in the air for no reason, and it wastes like 2 or 3 seconds or something. So what this does is it basically makes it so that for you to skip a cutscene, you have to press the T button or hold the T button. But once you're actually in the game playing, if you hit the space button, the space bar will still jump for you. So this is like a quality of life thing. If you're speedrunning Halo, like you'll know what I'm talking about. If you're new to the game, like you'll start running and you'll be like, oh shit, like he told me about this. I should have just done it in the first place. So I'm gonna have a link to Auto Hotkey. Um, as well. So you need to download the program and then you need to download the script that I have. And then just when you download the script, as long as you have this Auto Hotkey, the program downloaded, you just want to run the script as admin. If you don't run the script as admin, it's not going to work. That also goes for HCM as well. Make sure you run HCM as admin, otherwise it's not going to work. Oh, and then what I'll also mention about HCM, so don't get spooked out if like your firewall or your antivirus or your Windows Defender freaks out and thinks that it's a virus. Is a well-known thing that that it gives off false flags sometimes. I'm not the developer of it, but the person burnt who makes HCM, very trusted person in the community. Literally every Halo speedrunner uses it. It's fine. The reason why it's getting like false flagged is just because it uses like the file path of like the game and stuff like that. Um, to get access to like the root files of it. So yeah, that's like essentially why, and then it false flags. Um, so then if it does false flag, you just need to go into your antivirus program and just whitelist it. And then that way it'll work. Sorry, I forgot to mention that. Um, okay, so the only other things I have left here. Oh, there's been another mouthful of a video, I'm sorry, but trust me, a lot of these quality of life things are very useful. Um, so first thing, if you are new to shooter games on PC or mouse and keyboard, if you haven't already done this, because I know a lot of people have not done this, um, come into your mouse settings. Like you could just open up your start menu and just type in mouse. It should take you to here. This is Windows 11, but anyways, you're gonna look for the enhance pointer precision. Make sure that's turned off. Basically, what that is like built-in mouse acceleration. Very bad for shooters. You do not want that on. So make sure you have enhanced pointer precision off, as well as if you do have like mouse software. Um, ideally, and this is just like a proven thing, which if you don't know about it, I mean now you know. Um, playing on 800 or 1600 DPI is better in general for gaming. If your mouse is on like 400 DPI or 200 DPI, I would really suggest making it 800 or 1600. You could always in games, turn down your mouse sensitivity. So although you're enhancing your DPI on the like actual desktop, like you could then go into game and adjust and then, there's also calculators like if you just Google like game sensitivity calculators, there's calculators for it. So like if you were already used to like 400 DPI, and then you're switching to 800, you could use a calculator to see like, okay, my sense was this on 400. Now on 800 DPI, I need to make my sense this, and it'll be exactly the same. So there's ways to do it, but basically 800 or 1600 DPI, it's better because on lower DPIs, essentially what it means, like DPI is, I think it's what dots per inch. I think for so essentially just all it means is that your mouse is like, let's say 200. Your mouse is scanning 200 times or like updating where your crosshair is 200 times a minute or a second, I don't know, whatever it goes by. If it's on 800, then it's updating it 4 times as fast. So that makes your aim and crosshair much smoother. So I would suggest 1800 or 1600 for sure. Once again, just an um, suggestion. Um, but yeah, so now we're on to the last thing. So this is an interesting thing. This is another program. It doesn't have to do necessarily with MCC. However, this is something that I didn't know about until like, well, I mean, it's been a few years now, but this really like in Counter-Strike or other shooter games, this actually improved my aim a lot. So the what this is called Raw Excel, funny enough. Um Essentially, though, the only settings that we're going to use if you download this program, you're going to want to lock your X and Y. Make sure it's one. Like you just want one for that. The thing that we're looking at though is rotation. So what rotation is so there's different type of mouse aims. There's wrist mouse aiming, there's elbow arm mouse aiming, and then there's arm mouse aiming. So there's actually like three different kind of styles for using your mouse. Um, so depending on which one you use, you may be turning your mouse in a way that isn't like let's say you want to go directly left and turn directly left because like let's say you're using your arm and your arm is like a pivot, right? So you're going left, but at a certain point it starts going downwards actually when you're moving your arm. What this does is it kind of helps offset that. So what you're going to want to do is download this program, right? And then just have it on whatever it is default, one or whatever, or zero. And then you're going to want to open up Paint, just Microsoft Paint. And you're going to be like, what the hell? Why would you do that? So you're going to make this thing like just the white box big. And you're going to take a pencil. And what you're going to do is you're going to just don't try to force it. Just pretend like you're playing naturally and just go move your mouse from left to right. So like see how I had like a point 0.5 or a 5.5 rotation? So this is me just trying to go left to right. So you can see that like I'm drawing pretty straight in general. Like if I'm just naturally like I'm not thinking about it too much. I'm not trying to it's just like kind of how my aim would feel naturally if I'm in game, right? So you can see that it's like going pretty horizontal. If I took that 5.5 off, it's my aim would actually kind of be going like more like almost downwards. Um so it's just like the way that you aim. So to figure out if your aim is affected at all by this and if this program could help at all, literally just open up a Paint, Microsoft Paint, and just try to draw lines like just right to left, left to right, whatever. But if it's like you tell that it's going like up like this or something like that when you're trying to move like horizontal or yeah, directly horizontally, then you know you kind of have a problem. And this program actually kind of helps offset it, just so that what's natural to you with how you're aiming your mouse, it actually moves in the correct direction. So just give that a shot. Trust me, like once I knew about this and I figured it out about this program, I my CS aim, like it took a little bit of getting used to at first, but it just felt so natural that immediately I got way better at my aim. So yeah, that's actually the last thing I wanted to talk about. Kind of every sort of thing that you would need or that I would suggest, you look into. If you're a controller player, console or keyboard and mouse player, there's different settings and different programs and stuff like that for both sides. Um, the different training tools and quality of life changes, everything encompassed in this video for your Halo speedrunning pleasure. Um, yeah, I mean, some of this stuff like raw Excel as well, it could help you in other games as well too, which is cool. So But a lot of these are suggestions. If you don't want to do anything, feel free. But yeah, these are just some settings and stuff like that that I would suggest. So thank you for your time. Sorry for taking so much of it with these two long ass intro videos, but yeah, the like following or at least knowing a lot of this stuff, just in general, if you want to get into Halo like speed running, knowing like a lot of the stuff that I said in these first couple of videos will get you like you're already then at like a sort of intermediate level of knowledge at least. Obviously gameplay you're gonna have to practice and stuff like that, but sort of knowledge of different settings and all that, you're set to go. But yeah, anyways, I'm gonna stop yapping. Thanks for your time. Later.